Welcome back. In this video, you're going to learn how to print your worksheet. And to start with, I'm going to be showing you how to set up your page for printing. We've done something similar on Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, but right now we're still going to look at how this works on Microsoft Excel. There are two ways by which you can set up your page. You either come to the page layout here, the page layout tab, then you come to the page setup group and set up your page there. And right here you have your margins, you have the normal, you have the wide, you have the narrow. And if you check the normal margin, you see the top to be 0.75 inches. You have the bottom to be 0.75 inches. You have left to be, as the left margin. Top means top margin. Left means left margin. Then bottom means bottom margin. And you have the right margin to be 0.7. So this is what we call normal margin. Do you understand that now? So we have wide to be 1,111. That is 1 each. Then you have the narrow to be 0.5, 0.5 for top and bottom. You have 0.25 for left and right. Do you understand that? So I'm going to select normal. Then when you come to orientation, you have either portrait or landscape. And you can see the symbol of each one of them. When you select portrait, it means it's the height is going to be more than the width. As you can see, look at the length of the paper. I mean the height of it. You see that it's more than the width. Do you understand that? But for the landscape, the width is going to be more than the height. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you need to know. So if you're printing something that is very wide, you understand that you have a document that is very wide, you have to select landscape for such. Do you understand what I'm saying? But when you're working and you know that your work is not that wide but it's long in terms of height, you use portrait. Do you understand that now? For example, this space now, if I'm going to print both the table and the chart together the way they are, I cannot use portrait for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I will need to use landscape for it to cover everything. Do you understand that? Now when you come to size, this is paper size. This is where you determine the size of the paper that you want to use for printing. And the paper size will determine what could be accommodated. If you select A4 now, that will determine the amount of things you have on your worksheet that could enter into the paper. If you select A3, A3 is bigger than A4. It's a bigger sheet, almost times 2 of, let's say times 2 of A4 paper. Do you understand that? So if you select that, it could accommodate more content. Do you understand that? So, but if you don't have A3 printer, there's no way you will select A3. It's not going to work. So if you select A3 paper and you use it for printing, it's not going to work. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So you can't print A3 work on A4 paper. It will cut off a part of the work. So you need to understand that. I hope you're getting it. So the paper you're using for printing will inform the type of paper you're going to select right here. So I'm going to select A4 because A4 is the common paper you can find around. Do you understand that? So you set up the margins, you set the orientation, you set the size. Then sometimes you will need to set the print area. How do you set the print area? Let's say, for example, I only want to print this table only. I'll select it. Then I'll come to print area, then set print area. When I do that, it's only this set print area that is going to be printed when I, click the print command. Do you understand that? So I have instructed this application to only print this portion of my worksheet that I've, carved out for printing. Do you understand that? So that's what print area does. Do you understand? I'm going to go to background. This background has to do with the picture that I can put on your worksheet as background. So if you look at you can see, choose a picture for a background and add some personality to your worksheet. That's not going to be printed. The background is only for the worksheet. So it doesn't come out with the printout. So you need to understand that. I hope you got that clearly. So these are things that you need to know. We also have the print titles. This particular command helps you to choose rows and columns you would like to repeat on each printed page. You understand? So if you want to keep repeating rows and columns, a particular row and column on each of the printed page, you can set it up from this command. So when you click this, you're going to come to this print titles. Do you understand that? Can you see print title area? You have the rows to repeat at top and columns to repeat at left. So if you want something to keep showing on each of the pages, where you can see the effect of this very well is if you have a very long worksheet and the heading is just one, and you want the heading to keep showing on each of the pages that you are printing. So instead of copying this and be pasting on each of them, you can now select that row that you want to keep repeating on each of the pages. Also, maybe you have a column that you want to keep repeating on each of the pages. You can also select that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So how to do that now is to click this button that you're looking at here. Can you see rows to repeat at top? So you're going to click that, then you're going to select that row. Do you understand that now? So if I click here now, it's going to keep repeating this row 2 on each of the pages printed. I hope you get one. So when you print, this would be constant on each of the pages so that you don't lose track of the headings. Do you understand that now? When you print without this, on the other pages, you won't see these headings again. You will only be seeing the other data set. Do you understand that? So, but for you not to lose track of the headings, then you can apply what we've just done now. So I'm going to click here back, and as you can see, it has selected that this is just the second row 2. I hope you're getting that now. So you could also add columns to repeat at the left corner of your page if necessary. But right here now, there's no column that I want to keep showing on each of the pages, so it's not necessary. But if there's anything like that, the same thing you did here is what you're going to do. You're going to select this, and by the time you click like this, you have to select that column. But for this particular worksheet, it's not going to work for this table that has the data set, because I have matched the first row. Do you understand that now? So the columns have been matched together, so I can't select the columns separately. Do you understand that? So it's not going to work here. I hope you get what I'm saying. So you can only do for rows here and not for columns. But if you didn't match the first row of your worksheet, you can select that column that you want to keep showing on each of the pages printed. Do you understand that now? So I don't need that now, so I only need the rows to repeat itself on each of the pages. Even for this particular one, repeating this row on each of the pages is unnecessary, because one page will accommodate the whole of the data set here. Do you understand that? And so that may not be necessary. I hope you're getting it now, but I just did that to teach you how to do it in case you have a very long worksheet and you want to print everything there. So if you want to keep repeating the heading so that you don't lose track, that's when you do what I'm doing. But for this particular work here, this is not necessary at all, because one page will accommodate this. So that's that about that. So for the print area, you're going to see grid lines. If you want the grid lines to be showing in your printout, you can do that. If you want your printout to just be black and white, it means all these colors will not show when you do that. I hope you get what I'm saying. So take, for example, if you click black and white now, we can do print preview for us to see. Look at what you're going to have. You see that the color is no longer here. Do you understand that now? So I can go back now. I'll go back to the print titles and come back to my settings. So, but if you remove this and go back to preview, you see that it won't be there again. Can you see that? This is what we have. So you'll be wondering why only this is showing and the chart is not showing. Don't forget that we set this as the print area in the first place. So we've set this particular area as the print area. So nothing else will be printed apart from this particular data set that we set as the print area. Do you understand that now? So that's the way it is. I'm going to still go back to the print titles to show you other ones. So if you have the grid line showing, let me show you how it's going to look. So when you have the grid lines, you will see some grid lines showing. For you to see it very well, let me make it black and white. I'm going back. I'll add black and white for this. Then I'm going to do print preview. Now, if you look at it, if you don't look at it very well, you won't see it. They are just tiny, tiny lines that shows on your worksheet. Do you understand that now? But because I already have what do we call it now, borders, you may not see them very well. You know, we added borders to the cells. So I'm going to get out and go back to print titles. Draft quality looks much like the black and white. Do you understand that now? So you need to understand that. So when you select it, that's what you're going to have. But row and column headings is different. So let's apply that now. I'm going to remove this. Let's say print preview. So when you do this, you're going to have the column headings and the row headings showing on your printout. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you want the column headings and the row headings to show, that's the option you're going to select. Do you understand that now? Let me go back. Row and column headings. That's what you're going to have. So you could combine all these things together. Maybe you don't want colored printing. So you can select this row and heading plus the black and white. So if you do this, you will have a different result. Can you see that? So these are things that you need to understand. This is how to set up your page for printing. I hope you understand that very clearly now. So you need to understand that. So we're going to move on. We also have some other things under this page setup when you come to print titles. Don't forget, what brought us here is the print title that we selected. So it brought us to the sheet tab on the page setup dialog box. But on the page setup dialog box, all the things we did earlier could be done here as well. So for example, if you come to page, there you can select whether you want a portrait paper or a portrait orientation or a landscape orientation. Do you understand that? And you can scale that to maybe 100%, which is the normal size, or lesser, or maybe you want something more than that. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could also fit to just one page. So when you select this, everything will be adjusted to fit into just one page. I hope you get what I'm saying. So if you say 2 pages, everything you have will be fitted to 2 pages. So it will compress your work and fit it into 2 pages. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you say 3 pages, to compress it and fit the work into 3 pages. I hope you understand that now. So that is what scaling will do for you. But if you just want 100% normal size, then you click adjust to, then you're going to have your 100%. I hope you understand that now. So that's that about that. So your paper size, you could select it, whether A4, A3, whatever. All you need to do is to click the drop down button and choose out of all these paper size. You could scroll down to see more. Do you understand that these are things that you have there? So the print quality is 600 dpi. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you need to know. I hope you understand that now. So we're going to move to margin, and right here, just like what we did the other time, we chose normal, and normal has 0.75 top margin, 0.7 left margin, 0.75 bottom margin, and 0.7 right margin. We also have the header and the footer to be 0.3 each. Do you understand that now? So you could set it up right here. Do you understand that? If you don't want it, you could increase this or decrease it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these are things that you need to know. If you decrease the top margin and the bottom margin and the left and right margins, definitely you're going to have more space for the content. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to understand that. So that's that. The next one there is the header and footer. So this header and footer, you know what it means already, because we've worked on this when we're working on Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. So to add header and footer to your work, you could do that right here. Do you understand that? All you need to do is just to, can you see the header section? Currently there's none. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you click here, you're going to see some options that you could select. Do you want page number to show? Can you see page 1, page 1 of something, sheet 2, maybe confidential, stuff like this, book 1, and all of that. If you want any of these labels that you've been given, you could select it. But if you don't want it, you also have the custom header here. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you need to know. So if you click custom header, you are at liberty to choose what you want to put there. So you could put what you want to put at the left section of your header. Header shows at the top margin of your page. Do you understand that? You need to understand that. So at that header section, whatever you put at the left section will be at the left side of the header. Whatever you put at the center section will be at the center of the header, while this one will go to the right of the header section. Do you understand that now? So you could do that. So for each of them, you could choose any of these as well. Can you see format text? Can you see insert page number, insert number of pages, insert date? If that is what you want, then you can insert. So if you insert this here now, this is what you're going to have there. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you need to know. Or probably maybe you want to insert file name at this center section. You could do that. When you come here, maybe you have a picture that you want to insert. You could insert that by going to select the what was it called now? Let's say we want something like this expectation picture. You could do that. I hope you get what I'm saying. And when you're done, all you need to do is to click OK. So it means these 3 things would appear at the header section of your document. Do you understand that now? So you have the time, which is 5:01 p.m. You have the book, that is the file name. Currently the file name is book 1. Can you see book 1? So that's what we have here now. Then we have the picture showing there. Do you understand that now? If you want to see that, you will need to do print preview for you to see. So as you can see now, this is what you're going to have on your printout. Do you understand that? So that's that. I'm going to go back right away and go back to the print titles. Now, to come to the page setup dialog box, it's either you click the print titles or you click the dialog box launcher here. So when you click the dialog box launcher, it brings you here. So you can come to the header and the footer there. So don't forget, this is what we just worked on. Do you understand that? You wanted it to show the time, the file name, and the picture. So if you don't want that again, you could remove it. Do you understand that? By clicking none. Do you understand? You just scroll up and click none. Do you understand that now? So, or you go to custom header and remove all of those things that you initially inserted. Do you understand that? And if it is just text that you want to add to the footer, you can add it right now. Maybe the name of the company you want it to show first. Maybe you can put Microsoft. All right. Then at the center section, maybe you want to just put something, maybe like a slang, maybe go green. And at the right section, maybe you want something there also. You could put it. What should we put there now? Let's just put something. Maybe text. You just want text all over. Let's say, what can we put now? Let's say John. That's the name of the person that prepared the document. So when you have this and you click OK, that's what you're going to have there. So as you can see now, see Microsoft Go Green John. That's what you're going to have on the header section. So if you preview, that's what you're going to have. Can you see Microsoft Go Green John? Can you see that? So this you said should show at the left section of the header. This should show at the center. This should show at the right section of the header. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you could actually achieve with your page setup. So when you come back to page setup, you can come back to the header. If you want something at the footer as well, that's at the bottom margin of your page. You could also do the same. Do you understand? I'm saying the same thing you do. You could select out of all of this. Maybe you want page to show and all that. So if you want page to show, for example, maybe you want the page and the date, something of this nature, you could pick this. This is the way it's going to show. Look at the preview here for this one. Look at the preview for this one. So this one shows at the top margin. This one shows at the bottom margin. This is what you're going to have. So when you do print preview, you're going to see that. Look at it. It's showing at the top margin. This is showing at the bottom margin. I hope you understand that now. So I'm going back and I'm going to return the sheet back to colored. So if I do print preview now, I'm going to have everything back. So I don't want the column names and the row names to be showing. I just want the data set alone to show. So how do I do that? I'll have to go back now to that same page setup dialog box, go back to sheet tab and remove rows and column headings. And when I preview now, I'm not going to have that there again. Do you understand that now? So this is how to set up your page for printing. So I'm going to go back right away. Don't forget that the only reason why we're seeing this and not seeing the rest of the content is because we've made only this content the print area. So how do you remove the print area? All you need to do is to select the same thing that is selected at first, that is set as the print area, then come to page layout, then come to the page setup group, then under it you're going to see print area, then clear print area. Right now, if you go back to the page setup dialog box and do print preview, the case is going to be different. You can see that the other things are trying to show. I hope you understand that now. So that is it. Don't forget that the paper that we selected is still portrait. That's why it cannot accommodate more than this place. If you look at these dotted lines that you're looking at, you see this shows you where the page break is. Do you understand that now? So it's going to be breaking the page right here. So that's why in that print preview, you can't see beyond this area. Do you understand that now? Because of the page break. So you need to understand that. So if you go back now to do print preview, another way to do print preview is to go to File, then come to Print, then you're going to see the print preview. Now, this is just page 1 because you have other things there, so you could begin to scroll and you're going to see other things coming out. Can you see that? So this is the chart and this is the last page. I hope you get what I'm saying. Because of the content you have there, all of them are showing. Do you understand that now? So, but what if you want the first page to accommodate both this data set and the chart, what do? You have to set up that page to accommodate that. Now, how do you achieve that? The first thing you need to do is to go back to your page setup, change the orientation to landscape so that it becomes wider than it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you have this and you do print preview, you see that the case will be different. Now, can you see that it's showing the charts right now with the data set? But still, we can't see everything. Now, how do you now do it such that it will show everything on one page? Now, this is the lesson you need to now learn. All you need to do is to come to this section of your print preview. Then you're going to come to where you have no scaling. Can you see this? Under settings, you come to no scaling. You see the print sheets at their actual size. So click the drop down button and you're going to have different options there. You see the first one is print sheets at the actual size. The second one says fit sheet on one page. That is, everything should just be on one page. When you select this, it will just bring everything to just one page. And if you look at this place, you see that it's 1 of 1. It tells you that it's only one page. So everything will be on one page. If I print this now, I'm just going to have everything on one page. Now, another thing that you could do without making everything to be on one page, but will bring the columns together on one page, is to choose fit all columns on one page. So if you do that, it's going to put everything together. Now, you may not see any serious difference now because we really don't have much content on that worksheet. Do you understand what I'm saying? But there's a difference between fit sheet on one page and fit all columns on one page. Fit sheet on one page means if you have so much content on your worksheet, it's going to compress everything to one page. So you will have them so tiny. But this other one is different. Fit all columns on one page will only fit the columns on one page, while you can have as many pages as possible. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not going to fit the entire sheet on one page, but will only fit the columns. Do you understand that, on one page? So this is one thing that you need to understand. I hope you're getting this. So you need to get that now. So one more thing that we need to look at there, if you look at the fourth option, you see fit all rows on one page. What this one is going to do is to shrink the printout so that it is one page high. So this is going to be similar to what fit sheet on one page is going to achieve. Do you understand that? All the rows will be compressed, to just one page. Do you understand that now? So you need to understand the difference between them. And, you could try to populate your worksheet with so much records, so much data, and try out all these things. Do you understand that? I have a very long worksheet that has, quite a lot of data, and try to do the printing the way we've been doing it to actually see the difference between them. Do you understand that now? So, but if you want no scaling, you just choose this, and it's just going to print the data on the worksheet the way it is. Do you understand that? But the other options will have to, shrink the content on the worksheet such that it fits into one page. Do you understand that? And this one fits into one page. This one fits just the columns on one page, while this one fits all the rows on one page. Do you understand that now? So that's the way it works. So that is what this one will do for you. Now, we've talked about this earlier. When you come to the print preview, don't forget how we got here. All you need to do to get to this place is to come to File, then come to Print, and you're going to be here. Do you understand that? So all the things we did while setting up our page, they're still here. You can set them up here. Can you see portrait, landscape, orientation? Can you see the paper size? If you're not satisfied with the paper size, you could change it to something else. Do you understand that now? So that's what you can do here. Then you also have the normal, the margins here. You have the normal, the wide, the narrow. Then you could have your custom margin where you can set it up by, you know, adjusting the margins. Do you understand that? So that's that. So this one now has to do with the collation. So if you have more than one page of work and you are to print, and you want maybe to print 3 copies of a document that has, let's say, 10 pages. So when those documents are printed, one thing you need to understand is that collation will help you to collate those things the way they should be. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you say collated, it means it will print 1 to 10, collate it, then start another one now, another set. So it prints them set by set. I get what I'm saying? I'm talking of a document that has about 10 pages. Now, to print the first set, page 1 to 10, keep it, then start another set 1 to 10, then start another one 1 to 10 until it has printed the number of copies that you specify here. Do you understand that? On collated is different. This one will print page 1 in the number of copies you've selected. Do you understand what I'm saying? It will print page 2 for the number of copies specified. It will print page 3 for the number of copies specified. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is uncollated. So it is after you've printed all those things that you now begin to sort them yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? So most times it will be better for you to use collated format. Do you understand that? So it would have collated for you. All you need to do is just to separate them later. Do you understand that? So that's what this one is all about. Then the pages, you are to specify the pages you want to print. You get what I'm saying? So you have the page this to this. You get what I'm saying? Page dash to dash. So it's your responsibility to determine the pages you want to print. Let's say I only want to print page 1 now. All I need to do is just to print page 1 to 1. Do you understand what I'm saying? To only print page 1. But if I want to print page 1 and 2, I'll type 1 here, then type 2 here. Do you understand that now? So this page 1 or 2. And you know, unfortunately we have only 2 pages. So even if you say page 1 to 2, it will print only the 2 pages. But if you have, let's say, 10 pages here and you say print 1 to 2, do you understand that? It will ignore the rest. Only page 1 and 2 will be printed. I get what I'm saying? So let's say 3 to 7, something like this. So if you have something like this, it will print 3 to 7 and ignore page 1 and 2 and also ignore page 8 to 10. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you need to understand. You know, we're using a document that has 10 pages as an example. So that's it. So we also have something here, print active sheets, print entire workbook, print selection. Now, I'm going to show you the difference of all these things. When you say print active sheets, it means it should print the current sheet you're working on. Everything on that sheet will be printed. You get what I'm saying? Everything on that worksheet will be printed. Print entire workbook will print everything on each of the worksheets on your workbook. Don't forget that your workbook can contain more than one worksheet. So if you have like 10 worksheets on your workbook and you worked on all of them, it will print every content on each of those worksheets. It's going to print them worksheet by worksheet. Do you understand that now? So when it's done with the first worksheet, it moves to the next one, print everything there, moves to the next one and get it printed. This one is now different. Print selection, it's a different ballgame entirely. So what does it mean? We're going to go back now to make a selection. Now let's assume that I want to print from here to here only. See my selection. I'm going to select cells that I want to print. So this is printing a range of cells. So it means the printing will start from here and end here. So it means it's going to cut this chart. It's not going to bring out everything. So if I select and I go to File and I go to Print, Now right here, I can now select what I want to print. I can say print selection. It means the selection that I made will be the only one to be printed. As you can see now, can you see that the chart has been cut? Do you understand that now? So it only print the area that I've selected myself. That is different from setting a print area. Do you understand that? Now, when you make an area a print area and you go to print, it just brings out this automatically, the set area automatically. But this one, after making the selection, you have to go to print. Are you following? Then you come to where you have the settings and make a selection from here. Print selection. Can you see that? You've got to choose this. Print selection. So it will print the selection you made on that worksheet. I hope that is very clear now. So that's what print selection will do. I hope you get what I'm saying. Many times people use this so as to be accurate on what they are to print. And sometimes people set print area as well, you know, just to set a particular area that they want to print out. Do you understand that? Don't forget that I said print active sheets will print everything on your worksheet, every content on your worksheet. Do you understand that now? While print entire workbook will print everything on the workbook. All the worksheets you have on your workbook, it's going to print every content on them. I hope you got that clearly. So I'm going to move to the next one now. Don't forget the pages. You have to set the pages, the pages you want to print. For this one, we only have one page, but if you have a worksheet that has several pages, when you want to print it, you can select only the pages that you want to print. I hope you got that now. So the next one here is the printer section, where you have to select the printer that you're printing to. Currently, I'm not connected to any printer. All these printers are existing by default. Do you understand that now? They came with the application. I hope you got that. So, but when you're connected to a printer, the name of the printer will be here if it has been installed. I get what I'm saying. So you can pick from this list that exact printer that you want to print to. It would have been registered here. You just select. So once you select, for example, if this is the printer, you select it and it will show ready. So if it's not ready, then it's not ready for printing. So when you can't see ready here, it means it's either your printer is not connected to the system. You get what I'm saying? Or probably you've disconnected the cable, or maybe you've not installed the printer. Do you understand that now on your system? So you need to get that right. So when you've done this, the next thing is the number of copies. How many copies of the page you want to print? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you select that. You can increase it or decrease it. Do you understand what I'm saying? The increase button and decrease buttons are here also. You could increase or decrease it instead of typing. So you either type or use the buttons to increase or decrease it. Likewise here. I hope you got that now. So when you are done with all the settings, the next thing to do is to click print. And now you're going to see your work come out of the printer. I'll also show you something here, which is the page setup. You know, we've been working on the page setup dialog box. So when you click here now, it will take you back to where we've been working the other time. So it tells you that even if you fail to set it up there normally, when you come to this print preview area, you can still set it up right here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have many options to arrive at the page setup dialog box for appropriate settings. Do you understand that now? So take your time to now do the settings to whatever you want to do. So I'm going to close this and cancel it because I don't need it again. Don't forget, when you click page setup, you could set up your header and footer. This is the header now. It's the Microsoft Go Green John, and this is the footer, confidential, page 1, and the likes. You get what I'm saying? You can see the preview here for the footer, and this is the preview for the header. I hope you understand that now. So I'm going to cancel that. The next thing to show you again is the printer properties. So when you click the printer properties, there also you have the layout, the orientation, landscape or portrait. Currently we selected landscape because we want a wider page. Do you understand that? You can also go to advanced and look at the paper size there. Do you understand that? Now choose from the paper size, anyone you want and all that. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you could actually do. I hope you get what I'm saying now. So when you are done with the setting here, the next thing you're going to do is to click OK. And once you click OK, you come back to these other settings where you selected the orientation. You're also going to click OK. And once that is done, it means you are set to print your work. Do you understand that now? So the next thing you're going to do is just to click print, and your work will be printed immediately once your printer is connected to your computer. So let me also show you something before we wrap it up finally. I may also show you one or two things after this. If you go back to the page setup, don't forget that this is the print preview view. So when you look at this right now, if you go to header and footer, I forgot to show you something when we're looking at header and footer. So there are options that you could also select. If you look at the first one here, different, odd, and even pages. So if you don't want the header and footer to show on these pages, odd and even pages, you could select that. Do you understand that? Now you could also different the first page. Maybe you don't want the header and footer to show on the first page. So if you don't want that, all you need to do is just to take it out. But if you look at this document currently, we only have one page there. Can you see 1 of 1? So even if you say different, odd, and even pages, you might not really see much effect. Do you understand that? Now the only thing would be that it won't show at all. Do you understand that? Including the second option, different first page. So it means this will not show at all when you select that. So if I say different first page now, you will see that there's nothing here again. Do you understand that now? So once I click OK, it's everything that is going to disappear. You won't see any of this again. So if you look at it now, can you see that they are no longer there? Because I said it should not appear on the first page. Do you understand that? So that's the whole essence of those options. I hope you understand that now. So but if I remove it now, it's going to show again on the page. I hope you got that clearly now. So that you can find on the header and footer section. Do you understand that? Don't also forget that I said you can also do other settings here, you know, the page setup, the orientation, the scaling, you know, the paper size could be selected right here. And you could also set up the margin by manually entering those values there. Do you understand that? Now if you wanted to center horizontally or vertically, you can also select that. I hope you get what I'm saying. So once you're done with this page setup, all you need to do is just to click OK and you'll be good to go. I hope you understand that. So if you fail to set up your page on your normal working condition and you are now on the print preview view and you still want to set up your page, there's no cause for alarm. All you need to do is just to click this and you can set up your page again. Do you understand that? So that's that about that. And don't forget, other settings must be done properly before you can go ahead and print, because if you don't set up your page correctly, definitely you're not going to have a good printout. So these are things that you really need to master, and once you master this, I want to assure you that you won't have any problem printing. You get what I'm saying now? So if we go back now, don't forget that I said that you could set a print area for your printing. So once you select a particular place, a particular range of cells, and you go to print area and you set print area, it means it's only that place that has been selected and set as the print area that will be printed. Do you understand that? So you need to get that right. I also teach you that you can select a range of cells, then you go to print. Then when you go to print, instead of printing normally, when you go to print, you could come to this portion where you have print selection. Do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of printing active sheets. When you select print active sheets, it will print everything on the sheet. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you select print entire workbook, like I said, it will print all the sheets on the workbook. But this will only print the cells that you've selected. Do you understand that now? And if you go back now, you look at it, you see that I have just selected this range of cells. And if you now go back to the print section, you're going to see that only those things that were selected are showing here. Do you understand that now? And you could see the option that I chose, which is print selection. So that's why you're seeing that. So, but if you go back and you make this selection a print area, whether you now use the print selection at the other side or print active sheet, it will only print this area that you've set as a print area. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you really need to understand. I hope you got that clearly. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one or two things before we wrap it up finally. If you come to the review section, there are other things that you could do to your worksheet. You could comment on a worksheet, you know, the contents of your worksheet and all that. This is good for collaboration. Let's assume that you've created this particular worksheet and you want other people to maybe make comments on what you've been able to do. So when you save this work and you know, give it to other people to work on, you could just tell them to add comments when necessary. But if someone is giving you a worksheet to also comment on, this is the way to do that. So let's assume that this is the worksheet they gave you to work on. Do you understand that? And you're seeing something that you want to comment on. Let's say this red aspect. Let's say you don't know why this is coming out red. You could click that cell and click new comment. And you get what I'm saying now? So you get the new comment under review tab. I get what I'm saying. So when you come to review tab, you come to comments group, then you see new comment. So when you click that, it will bring out a note for you where you could type. Then you could say, please, this is not clear. Do you understand that now? You're trying to communicate what you think about this cell to the creator of this worksheet. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you get out of there now, you will notice that there's a small red, you know, icon like that at the top right corner of that cell. And once you point to it, it will bring out the comment there. Do you understand that? It means there's a comment there. So when you send this workbook back to the creator of the workbook, he's going to see all of that comment. I get what I'm saying. And he can, you know, work on them, try to do whatever he needs to do on it and all that. Do you understand that now? So that's it. So if you're the one that created this workbook and you're giving it to someone to make comment, so when you receive it, all you need to do is to begin to click next, 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 and it will be moving from one comment to another. Do you understand that? So let me also comment here. I've clicked. The first thing you're going to do is to select it. Then you come to new comment. Let's say, is this really for December? Let's say for December. So when you do this, as you can see now, once you click out, it will hide. And when you point to it, you can see what is there. So if I click next comment now, it's going to take me to the next comment on this worksheet. If I click again, it's going to take me to the next one. So if you are receiving a workbook like this that people have commented on, all you need to do once you open it is to come to review tab, Then begin to click next, 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 next to see all the comments that you've received. Do you understand that? Now you can also go back using previous and things like that. I hope you understand that. So you could also delete comments when you are done, maybe appropriating all the comments of the people. Do you understand that? So you need to understand that. So I could delete this comment now if I don't want it again. All I need to do is to click delete and it's going to be removed. You won't see that there again. So I could also come back here and click delete and it's going to delete that comment from it. I hope you understand that now. So you could show all the comments. If there are comments, let me undo so as to bring back those comments. So you could show or hide the comments. You could show all the comments at once. All of them will just come out. Do you understand that? So these are things that you could actually do. I hope you understand that now. So if you don't want that again, you could hide it. Show or hide comment, we'll just show it and hide it. Do you understand that now? So if you want to show it, just like I said, when you click out, it will hide. But if you want to show it, you could click on it and it's going to come out. If you want to hide it again, you click it again to hide it. I hope you understand that now. So those are the things you could do. And also you could edit the comments that you've done by just clicking and now you edit it. I hope you understand that now. So these are things that you could do on your worksheet. So the next thing I want to show you is to show you how to protect your worksheets, how to protect the entire workbook, how to protect a range of cells on your worksheet. Then we'll also look at track changes after that. Now let's go to protect worksheet right away. If you look at this critically, what this does, sorry, mistakenly clicked. If you look at protect sheet, what you have there is prevent unwanted changes from others by limiting the ability to edit. For example, you can prevent people from editing locked cells or making formatting changes. So why you protect your sheet is to prevent unwanted changes. You understand, from people you share your document with, or probably people that have access to your worksheet. You don't want them to change anything. Even though they are viewing it, you don't want them to be able to tamper with the document. So you can protect your worksheet. Do you understand that now? If you remember very well, when we're looking at some stuffs on alignment the other time, the alignment group under Home tab, if you click the dialog box, remember the format cells dialog box, I showed you a tab called protection, and if you look at it, you see locked. So when you lock cells, they won't take effect until you protect the sheet. Do you understand that? If you look at this explanation here, you see locking cells or hiding formulas has no effect until you protect the worksheet, which could be done on the review tab, changes group, protect sheet button. Do you understand that? So this locked option will only take effect when you now protect the sheet. Do you understand that? So the sheet has been locked, but we need to now protect the sheet for this to take effect. Do you understand that? So I'm going to click OK. I just came here to show you where the cells have been locked already. So when I click OK and I go back now to review tab, you will now see protect sheet here. So when you click this, it's going to bring you here. Do you understand that? So the first thing there is protect worksheet and content of locked cells. So don't forget that we've locked all the cells on this sheet. Do you understand what I'm saying? By what I showed you just now. Do you understand that? So now to protect it, you've got to put a password to protect. Do you understand that? So you can use anything to just protect. I'll just use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to just protect the sheet. Do you understand that? So it means for anybody to unprotect the sheet, they will need this password. Do you understand that? So what you want to allow all users of this worksheet to do, you want them to be able to select the locked cells, to also select the unlocked cells. Do you understand that now? So those are the only things you want people to be able to do. I hope you get what I'm saying. So if you are not sure that the cells have been locked, you can select them again. Do you understand that? Where your work is, you can select all the cells there, then go back to Home tab, or you right click here. Don't forget, you have many ways of getting to the Format Cells dialog box launcher. Then you are here. Can you see that they are locked already? So if you click this now, it means you're unlocking it. But we want to lock it, then we say okay. So it means they are locked. Then we can now go back to Review tab, then go to Protect Sheet. So now, any password you put here would unprotect the sheet. Do you understand? So it means only the persons that have the password will be able to, unprotect the sheet to be able to do anything there. I hope you get what I'm saying. So the only permission you are given to everyone is to be able to select the locked cells, and to select the unlocked cells. I hope you're getting it now. So they won't be able to do the rest. I hope you're getting it now. So all these other ones, if you want people to be able to perform these functions, you can also check them. Do you understand that? So once they are checked, it means you give them that permission. I hope you get what I'm saying. But I don't want to give anybody that permission. So I just want them to be able to select the cells only. They shouldn't be able to edit anything. They shouldn't be able to format the cells. They shouldn't be able to insert rows and columns. They shouldn't be able to insert hyperlinks and and delete rows and columns. Do you understand that? So now I'm going to put a password there. Let's say 123456. That's the password. So when I click OK now, it's going to ask me to put it again for me to be sure. 3456. So I have that now. Caution, can you see, if you lose or forget the password, it cannot be recovered. So it is advisable to keep a list of passwords and their corresponding workbook and sheet names in a safe place. Can you see that? So remember that passwords are case sensitive. So one clear thing that you need to know here is that if you're protecting any sheet or workbook, you must remember the password you're using to protect that sheet. If you lose the password, you also lose the work. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's very, very, very sensitive, and you need to understand that. So you need to know the sheet you are protecting, and you need to know the password you are using to protect that sheet. If you look at it now, this is the active sheet, sheet 2. So, and I'm using this password to protect it. So it is advisable that you probably have a place where you are recording it, okay, sheet 2, or whatever you use to name this sheet. Do you understand that? Now you put the name of the sheet there, then the corresponding password that you use to protect that sheet. So you can document that so that you don't forget. So if you forget, you go back to that note and bring out the password. Do you understand that? And if you're also protecting the entire workbook, you also need to write the name of the workbook down and put the corresponding password there so that you don't lose your work if you eventually forget. Do you understand that? So, and also remember that these passwords are case sensitive. So if you use capital letter, be sure that what you're documenting down is capital letters. Do you understand? And if you're using mixed cases, you should also write it down the way they are. So you can't come back later and put something that is different from what you used to password your document to protect the document. Do you understand that? So ensure you don't forget that. So when you're done, as you can see, I only used numbers to protect this 1 to 6. So I'm going to say okay. So it means this particular sheet has been protected. Do you understand that now? So for anybody to do anything here now, they will need to provide the password. Can you see the cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet? To make a change, unprotect the sheet. You might be requested to enter a password. Can you see that? So it's telling me that I cannot, do anything to this particular sheet. So if I want to unprotect it for me to be able to work, I have to go to unprotect, then put the password 12345 6. So when I click OK, it's going to come back. Then I can work now. Can you see that? Can you see I can edit now? I can do anything there. So that's the way to protect the sheet. So it doesn't. The protection I did for that for sheet 2 does not affect the other sheets because I didn't protect the entire workbook. It's only the sheet that I protected. I hope you got that clearly. So you need to understand that so you can protect the sheet. So we're going to move on now to protect the workbook. That's next thing. If you want to protect all the sheets, you go to the sheet one after the other, then click protect sheet and add the password and the restrictions. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's protect the workbook. What does it mean? It's to keep others from making structural changes to your workbook, such as moving, deleting, or adding sheets. So you don't want people to be able to make any structural changes to this workbook. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't want them to be able to add extra sheets here. You only have 3 sheets. You don't want them to be able to add more to it. You don't want them to be able to move the sheet out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or delete the sheet. Do you understand? So that's what protect workbook will do. So when you click this, as you can see, protect workbook for structure. Do you understand that? That's what you want to protect. So you're not going to put a password there. So if you do 1 2 3 4 5 6 now and you click OK, it's going to ask you to do the same again to re-enter the password 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then don't forget that you must not forget the password. So when I say OK, then it's done. If I want to click now to add more sheets, it will not agree. Do you understand that? Now can you see that? So it's not possible again for me to add extra sheet because I have protected the workbook. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you need to know. I hope you got that clearly. Now that we've been able to protect the workbook, if you don't want that again, you can click. Maybe you want to unprotect it. You just put the password 1 2 3 4 5 6 and you can click OK. Once you do that, it will go. As you can see now, it's deactivated. So you could add your sheets now. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you really need to know. Then let me go to view to also show you 1 or 2 things there. This is the normal view. Do you understand that? Under workbook views, you also have page break preview. You also have the page layout. Then you have the custom views. So if you want the page break review, this is what you're going to have. Don't forget that I selected this aspect of my worksheet the other time, that is what should be concentrated on. Do you understand that? So it's giving me that page break. Do you understand that? For printing. So if I print, only this place will show. Don't forget I made that selection the other time. Then page layout is there to just give you a page layout where that is going to break when you print. So this is how the document will look on the paper when you print it. Do you understand that now? So this is the way it's going to look, except for the what's it called now? The grid lines that may not show there. Do you understand that now? So, but this is the look that you're going to have. Then you can scroll now to the other ones and see what will be on the other page. Can you see that this is another page and you're going to have it like that? Do you understand that now? So this is page layout. Then you also have the custom views. So how do you want to use a personal view? Then you can show it. Then it's just going to show it. Do you understand that now? So this is what you can do under the views. So you can see different views. You can also hide your grid lines if you don't want them to show. As you can see, you won't see any grid line here again, but if you bring it back, you see the grid lines showing. I hope you understand that. These ones are not grid lines. These are borders. So they're going to show because they are not grid lines. The grid lines are those lines that what was it called now? the vertical and the horizontal lines that you have on your worksheet. Do you understand that? So those are grid lines. So if I remove it, you won't see them there again. You can see that they're not there. But if you bring it back, they're going to show. You can also hide your formula bar. You see that it's gone, but if you bring it back, it's going to come back. So sometimes if mistakenly someone removed it, you can bring it back by coming to the view tab, then come to formula bar and just check it for it to come out. Do you understand? I'm teaching you this so that if you suddenly don't see or you can't find the formula bar, you don't start panicking. All you need to do is to go to view, then come to the show group, then come to formula bar and just check it and it's going to come. You can also remove the headings, both the column headings and the row headings. So once you remove it, you see that they are no longer there. Do you understand that now? If you want to bring them back, you bring them back. So these are things that you could do with your show group. Do you understand that? Then you have the zoom also. You want to zoom in, you want to zoom out and all that. You could do that. Do you understand that? So you could also zoom to selection, okay, a particular space there. Do you understand? So these are things that you could achieve. You could bring it back to 100%. Once you see that, once you click in a particular place, you just zoom because that's the place you selected. Do you understand that? So, and when you want to come back, just press click 100% and it's getting back. You could also use this zoom 75%, 50%, and the likes. Do you understand that? Now you could fit to selection. So you could fit selection. Do you understand that? So these are things that you could do on your Microsoft Excel. Do you understand that? You could create a new window, arrange all the workbooks that you have. You could freeze the panes. You could also view what is it called now, your workbooks side by side. I have two workbooks. This is one, this is another one. Do you understand that now? So as you can see, this is one, this is another one here. Okay, so book one is what I was working on. So if you want to bring it back, you just click maximize and the other one will disappear. Do you understand that? So these are things that you need to know. You could also switch windows, book one, book two, and all the likes. I hope you understand that. I want to believe you've learned something very serious from this video. Take your time to go through all the things you've learned, and I want to believe that by the time you go through all, you would have added value to yourself. And this is where we're going to stop in this video. Thank you.